Hi guys, Dennis Garcia here, back with another weekly video. I know this video is a little bit, it's posted a little bit late. It is currently 2 in the morning and I'm filming this because I can't sleep, because that seems to be the constant in my life. If there's one thing that's constant in my life is the fact that I am lacking in the sleep in the sleep department. Why am I saying that weird? Sleep. In the sleep department. As you guys can tell, I am very, very exhausted, but I'm probably not gonna sleep this morning. It's 2 o'clock. I'm gonna take a shower, get ready for my day, even though I have not slept since 9 a.m. this morning, which was the time that I woke up. Why am I like putting my hair back as if I have any hair to put back? I don't. My hair is short, but we're letting it grow because I kind of miss my long hair. I think it's just a habit to like put nothing in the back of my ears. Oh Lord. Anyways, guys, first of all, just want to say thank you to the reception that my last video has gotten. We're almost at 600 views on the Frenemies video, and that is just crazy. In a week, since I posted that video about a week ago, a little over a week ago, like 8 days ago probably, we are already almost at 600 views. So thank you to all of those who watched my video, to all of those who liked the video, to everybody who commented. This is probably one of my most commented, most liked videos on my channel. Not the most viewed, but hopefully we can get it to one of the most viewed, most commented, and most liked videos on my channel. Sorry for the lighting, by the way. I am just using my TV screen as my source of lighting because my birds are sleeping, and if I turn on the light, I'll wake them up, and they need their sleep because unlike me, I care about them and I care about their well-being, and that their sleeping patterns are the same. They usually stay up till like 11:30 at night. Between like 9:30 to 11:30 is like kind of their like internal clock for like time for bed. And if they're tired, they'll let me know by being in their cage. They'll go in their cage when they're like ready for bed, because usually they spend all day out and about, and they'll only go into their cage because I can't talk. I leave the cage door open for them like 24/7. So their cage door is open for them to go in and out as they please. I hate having pets that you have to like keep in a cage or a tank. Like when I had my pet lizard, Leo, he was in his tank most of the time because he had to like get his little fix of like UV and all of that stuff. But what I would usually do is I would take him out, keep him like on my chest for a few hours and just hang out in the bed, and I would take him to the tub to like swim. And I hate having animals for them to just like stay in their cages. Like I didn't buy these birds to just go from like one cage at Petsco or PetSmart to like another cage, you know? So I let them like roam free whenever they want. They have the freedom to like go in and out of their cage at any point during the day. And the only time really that they go in their cage is when they're hungry, when they're thirsty, when they want to take a little bath, or when it's time for bed. And today they were in their cage by like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I put the little towel over them because I like to stay up and watch TV. And if I don't put a towel over their cage, then it's a little dark. Then they're not going to be in complete darkness, and I'll keep them up. They're accustomed to like noise and sound, which is why like I feel okay talking, because I have my TV on all night, and so like they're okay with like small, low sound volume. But I usually try to like keep them away from like bright lights, especially at night when they're trying to sleep. So right now they're sleeping, which is why I don't have my ceiling light on, because I don't want to wake them up. But I was gonna do a vlog this week, and I still am. I'm gonna post it another day. But I really just wanted to kind of talk and have one of my little uncut, unedited, raw videos that I post every so often, every once in a blue moon, where like I just have thoughts running through my head, and like I really need to talk them out. And for me, the best kind of therapy when I'm like having these, not issues, but like these thoughts in my head that are just kind of like going a million miles an hour, is to talk about it. And since right now I really don't have any friends that I can confide in or talk to, I can't just like pick up my phone and text somebody and have an answer or someone to reply back. I thought I would let y'all be my little therapist. If you want to watch this, if you want to hear me talk about my random thoughts at 2 a.m., if you're eating or driving and listening to me talk, you know, that's a good place to start. I feel like these types of long-winded videos seem to go for like 20 to 30 minutes, and it's just like me rambling on about nothing, but it helps me, and it puts content on my channel, and it sort of allows you guys who watch my videos maybe to kind of get a little bit more insight to like my thought process or what goes through my head. I built this channel on the idea that I was gonna be real and myself and not hide who I was. And I feel like since the first video that I posted here on my channel in 2017, I think 2018, I've been doing a good job of being honest and open and upfront with you guys about all of my struggles, my depression, my anxiety, my severe stutter, my 8 fingers, my 3 fingers on my left hand and 5 fingers on the right hand, you know. These are all things that I had issues with as I got older. They've kind of not gone away, but I've kind of taken the power back from how these insecurities made me feel. While my fingers are no longer a source of insecurity for me, my stutter still really is, and that is something that I'm trying really hard to get over. But it's really hard with depression and anxiety, because it kind of just feels like you're at a standstill, and it feels like you're stuck, and it feels like, you know, if I was happier, maybe I wouldn't be so nervous. If I wasn't depressed, maybe I wouldn't stutter as much. And it's like, well, you have depression and you have anxiety and you're miserable, so like have fun still stuttering, you know. But I've always based my channel and my videos to sort of represent who I am, and to like always be honest and open with the people who watch, you know, my stuff, whether that's friends, family. I never started this channel to like gain fame or to gain subscribers. I mean, obviously, for anybody who makes content on the internet, you want people to watch it. You want people to relate. And obviously it's nice to get paid to do what you love to do, and that's create content. And if one day I gain enough subscribers to be able to make this my job, then like, awesome. But it's not why I got into the YouTube scope of things. I really got into it because I love creating. I love talking. And currently in my life right now, I have no one to talk to. And that's okay. You know, this is kind of what I want to talk to you guys about. The point of this video. I'm approaching my 30s, which is really scary to say. I'm turning 30 in, God, less than a month. I'll be 30 on August 21st. And I'm realizing that the universe or whoever or whatever is above us is taking people out of my life who no longer serve a need or a purpose in my life, and they're taking away people who have maybe not been the best for me mentally, whether that was because we just kind of got older and our lives were just too different that we weren't compatible as friends anymore. I mean, all throughout my life, I've always been really careful about my energy and who I spend my time with, but I always made an exception for like family, because I always assumed that, you know, family is forever, family is blood. Like, no matter what your family does, like, they're always going to be your family, they're always going to be your blood, and no matter what they do, you should always forgive them. That's what my parents always taught me. And growing up now, the last 5 years of my life, I've realized that family sometimes doesn't mean shit. You know, sometimes your family will do the worst to you, and they'll fuck you up, and they'll screw you over, and they'll do shit to you, fucked up shit to you, and sometimes even blood relatives have to go. And I'm learning, and I'm growing, and I'm understanding that, like, everyone in your life is here for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And right now I'm going through like a purge in my life that I really don't want to go through, because it's very lonely. It's the loneliest that I've been. And like, even when I was at my like most depressed, I had friends. I had my cousin, who was like my best friend, who was like my sister. And I always had her to like count on and call literally at any time of the day. She would pick up if I called her crying at 3 in the morning and she had to go to work the next day at 6 in the morning. She would pick up, and she was always there. And when that whole thing happened between us back in December, it really kind of taught me that like, people can flip on you, people can change on you within a matter of seconds. And no matter how long you've known somebody, no matter how close you think you are with them, you know, people can flip on you. And that's what happened between us. You know, she flipped on me, and for whatever, you know, I just feel like our friendship got to the point where like, we were just not compatible as friends anymore. Like, and it's funny because I even told her months before, like, I was like, I just feel like our relationship isn't the same. I feel like, you know, things between us are different. And she was like, no, they're not. Like, everything's okay between us, everything's fine between us. She like assured me everything was fine. But like, in my heart and in my stomach, I had like a pit in my stomach that like told me like, no, like, things just aren't the same. Like, I had a feeling. And I think I told her this like in August or September, and like, I cried to her on the phone, and I was like, this is how I feel. Hold on, guys, let me drink some agua. Talking makes me thirsty. Um, and like I basically just like poured my heart out to her, and I was like, this is how I feel. And she like assured me that everything was okay. And then like 5 months later, at the end of December, we get into this huge fight, this huge argument, and we haven't spoken since. And like I have always made it a point to like follow my gut, to follow my heart, to follow my instinct, because they have never proven me wrong ever, you know. And I think this was just the world's way of saying like, hey, your guys' time is over, and that's okay. Because regardless of whether you're flesh and blood and family, that doesn't always mean that you guys are going to be together forever. And it taught me the real meaning of being alone and being lonely. And, you know, for the first time in my life, like, I'm fine. I'm fine being purely alone and not having anybody to talk to, because it's teaching me how to grow. Like, I was always so dependent on friends and on my cousin to like lie to me and tell me that everything was going to be fine, and to sort of like sugarcoat things. I always had people to like sugarcoat things for me, because they could tell that I like needed somebody to just like lie to me. And now there's nobody to tell me that. Sorry guys, water burps. Like, I literally have to learn this on my own as I go. And you know, it's not as scary as I thought. It's not really scary at all. It's more lonely than anything, you know. But this is like a new level. There's like something in my nose and it's pissing me off. There's like this new level of loneliness that's more lonely than I've ever been. But at the same time, I don't mind it. And I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, back in the day when I felt lonely, but I had friends, I had family to reach out and talk to and vent, I still felt alone. I felt like people didn't understand me. I felt like I was bothering people by telling them about my problems when they all have their own issues that they're trying to fight, their own shit they're trying to get over. And I feel like now that I'm like sort of doing this on my own and trying to like help myself, I feel like I've become a stronger person in the process. And it really doesn't feel as bad as I thought it would. But I definitely feel like I am walking a lonely road. And it definitely feels lonely. But at the same time, like, this literally looks like I'm fucking on coke or something, and I'm not. I've never done coke. There's like a booger that's just like stuck somewhere in my nose right here, and it's bugging the fuck out of me. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. You know, it's weird because in less than a month I'll be starting a new chapter of my life, you know. And like, I just don't know. I don't know what's next for me in regards to like friendships and people. Like, I literally, I don't know if it's me. I don't think it's me. I think it's just like the world, karma, universe they're taking out people that I didn't want to take out because they like needed to go. And maybe it's so they can make room for the new people that are going to come into my life, hopefully. I believe that everything happens for a reason, you know. I believe that everything has a purpose, and that everything that happens to you is for a reason. And I've always been like a huge believer in the universe making you do things that maybe you don't want to do, or giving you challenges for you to become the person you're supposed to be. And half the people that I've lost in my life the last like 5 years, just friendships fade, you know, whatever happened. I feel like that was the world taking them away from me because I couldn't let go, because I didn't want to let go, because I was at a comfort zone. You know, I was kind of stuck in a comfort zone. And it's true. You know, I was so dependent on the people around me that I never got out on my own. I never felt the need to step out of my comfort zone because I always had people there. I had, you know, my cousins, and I had my friends. And if I didn't want to go alone somewhere, I can call someone to go with them. And I think that's what stopped me from really making friends with other people, or finding a relationship, or putting any effort into anything, because I was in this sort of comfort zone and I was fine with it. And I think at this point, going into my 30s, the universe is telling me like, hey bitch, look, I took everyone away from you so that you can get your ass up, grow some balls, get out of your comfort zone, travel alone, meet some new fucking people, and learn how to live life. Because I don't think I've lived life as much as I've hoped for how old I am. And I've been like doing a lot of planning of like trips I want to take, road trips I want to take, and just trips in general that I want to take. And I'm planning those out for next year and doing it all by myself. Like, I'm gonna go alone to a lot of these places, and I've never really gone on like a road trip on my own, where like I didn't stop at like my cousin's house, or I didn't take somebody with me, like my brother. It's just me, and it's exciting, but it's also like really scary to know that like the next few months of my life, I'm gonna have to just get out of my comfort zone and make friends and put in effort to find my future husband, who hopefully will be as much into iced coffee and concerts and Kevin Garrett and Tara Jr. and Phineas and road trips and foods and trying new restaurants and going out for breakfast and acting stupid and silly as I am. Because that's another thing that has really been on my mind lately, is that I have been, for the last like year and a half or two, I've just been like super fucking picky with like the people that I talk to on like Tinder and Bumble and shit. And like right now, I'm not really focused on like finding a relationship. I mean, I'm not stopping it. Like, if I talk to somebody on Tinder or Bumble and the connection's there, I'll put in the effort. But at the same time, like, there's been times where I'll be on Tinder or Bumble and I'm talking to a guy and he on paper seems great, but there's no effort being put in. I check out. And it's like, I'm not desperate anymore to find a relationship. Like, I'm fine being alone in that aspect. I don't feel lonely when it comes to not having a relationship, even though I would love to be in a relationship. You know, I would love to be with somebody. I wanted to be with somebody who's healthy. Not so much healthy like mentally. Like, you don't have to be 100% like there, because I'm not 100% there. I have baggage. But somebody who can understand, you know, and somebody who is willing to put in the effort in not carrying that baggage, but like, I guess helping me carry my baggage, and I would help them carry their baggage, and just like understanding that both of us have baggage, but like we still care for each other deeply. And like, I don't know, I have always been the type of person who has like, I feel like I have all of the like love languages. Like, I'm a very acts of service, I'm a very affectionate type of person. I have to look them up because I know there's like 4 or 5 acts of, no. Is it acts of service? No. Love languages. I know there's like 5 love languages. And I feel like I have all 5. Like, I'm very much so an acts of service kind of guy, but I'm also an affectionate, lovey-dovey kind of guy. Like, for me, when I'm in a relationship, like, I go hard. Like, I will literally drive to your job because you said, oh, I wish I had a cup of coffee, or I wish I had lunch. I will literally take time out of my day, out of my lunchtime, out of my schedule to go pick you up a coffee, to go pick you up lunch, and take it to your job, which I've done before in my past relationships. And I've never once had a guy return that favor to me. And I would just love to find one day on Tinder or Bumble, if I talk to a guy and I'm just like, yeah, I haven't had my Dutch Bros yet. And he's like, where are you? What do you like? I'll go pick it up right now. And I know that's like a huge if. Like, that would never happen. But like, if it ever did, if a Tinder or Bumble match who didn't even know me in person offered to bring me coffee, 1, can we get married? And 2, if he wanted to, he would. And that's what I've learned a lot when it has come to like, whoa, it just got dark. When it's come to like relationships, and like why I'm not in a relationship, and why I've been so fucking single hardcore for the last 4.5 years, is because nobody's been the type of guy that if he wanted to, he would. You know, the guys that I've gone for are like mediocre at best. They put the bare minimum effort and expect to be like praised for it. And I'm looking for that guy who shows me that I matter, that I am worth someone putting effort into. And no guy in the last 4.5 years has proven that to me. Not one single guy. And I know that maybe I'm like reaching, or like I have high standards, but I really don't think so. I think that those kind of guys exist somewhere. And I think that maybe I'll find one someday. But until then, I'm like really in no rush to like be in a relationship. Not until I at least find somebody who at least checks off like 3 of the 10 things that I would like in a relationship. Definitely, I would love to see it in a guy that if he wanted to, he would. If he wanted to make it happen, he would make it happen. If there's a will, there's a way. And until then, my ass is going to stay single, and I'll probably be bringing my 30s alone. And you know what? That's okay. I'm gonna vlog my birthday, and we're gonna see what shenanigans I get into, or what happens, or who I spend my birthday with. But either way, I've spent my last like 2 birthdays alone. I've literally taken myself out to eat the last 2 birthdays, like 2 years ago, I took myself out to get mac and cheese by the beach. That was amazing. And then last year, I actually came to Phoenix for my birthday because I knew nothing would happen in California when I was out there. And I got myself some oreganos, and then I celebrated with my parents for a little bit. And this year's gonna be no different. I'm gonna take myself out to eat, except this time I'm going to the Yard House because it's really good. And I'm gonna get myself some drinks and celebrate my 30s in style by drinking alcohol, getting drunk, eating some bomb food, and enjoying my own company. But yeah, guys, these are just kind of some of the thoughts that were going on in my head tonight. It's like 2:30 now, almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna upload this, and I'll see you guys in a few days for a vlog, hopefully, or a review of some sort of product. I don't know. We'll see. Your guess as to what I'm gonna post is as good as mine. All right, guys, I hope you're all having a good day and a good week and a good month and a good year and a good life, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.